Welcome to the first episode of Water and Ice Outdoors. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you haven't heard of us, check us out on Instagram, Twitter. We're based out of Minnesota, the metro area, and today it's going to be our first time on the ice in the metro. We're on a northeastern metro lake. It's got about 4 inches of ice. We're going to be targeting walleye and some panfish and maybe some northerns on tip-ups. As you can see, it's a pretty heavily pressured lake, although there's only a few people out here today. It's pretty early ice. There's about 4 inches of ice out there. It's actually my second time out. I was on red a couple weeks ago and did really well with walleye. Definitely not expecting as good of results today because this is a metro lake, obviously. So just looking to get out and get some fish on the ice. So hopefully we can get that done and you guys enjoy our first episode. If you like it, please click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you feel like it with what you want to see next and maybe some other things we can do out here. So let's get to the fishing. Alright guys, we're finally all set up. We're sitting in about 15 feet of water here. I've got a dead stick up with a crappie minnow, or a flathead out, and I'm going to be tag teaming that with this number 3 Rippin Rap. It's the new smaller Rippin Rap from Rapala. It's in the chrome clown color. I don't know if that's the official name, but it's the classic clown color on top, the chartreuse with red head, and then it's got a chrome body, so also has a nice rattle in it. This is a stained lake, so the chartreuse really cuts through that, and we're going to be fishing with a lot of sound today as well. So not tipping this with anything, we're just going to be making a lot of noise and vibration down there, trying to get something in the area, and hopefully it'll either hit this or more likely the dead stick with the fathead on it. I'm kind of alternating the dead stick with a tip up right now. I don't have the tip up out. It's in the hole, but it's not out because clearly Minnesota, you can only have 2 lines in the water. So right now we got the dead stick in. Let's drop this down and see if we can't call in a fish. Had a pretty good sized mark just come in. Kind of raised up to my jigging rod and went back down. Probably took a sniff at my minnow on the dead stick. Oh, we got another mark here. Like they're just kind of testing it out right now. All I'm doing here with my cadence is raising it up about 6 to 7 inches and then letting it fall. Right when you, with these jigging wraps, or actually they're ripping wraps, I'm sorry, I've been calling them the wrong thing, but with these ripping wraps, you want to pull it up just fast enough so you feel that first little vibration, so they make a little rattle, and then you just let it fall back down on slack line, and they actually flutter back down, and that's usually when fish will really come after them. It's just a great bait, and in combination with a minnow on a dead stick, it's just phenomenal. The Rippin Rap calls them in, and the dead stick is usually what they hit. Come on, dead stick. Something's got our dead stick. There goes our dead stick, guys. There goes our dead stick. Got him. Whatever it is. It's not big. Well, guys, it's the right species. But it's a little smaller than what we're after. Nice healthy, probably maybe a yearling or so though. Get him back in the water there. Well, that's a good start. We got some walleyes down there. Now here's the thing about that. Our fatheads we got today were pretty small, so we might be catching mini walleyes today, unfortunately. What we got going on, guys? This might be a northern. Came off, guys. God. Come on. Right as at the hole. Alright, guys, so it's the next day, and obviously our fishing trip didn't go that great. I wasn't expecting too much, but it went a lot worse than I actually thought it would. We only had about 3 bites. I missed 2 of them, one decent one at the bottom of the ice, and got one tiny, probably fingerling walleye. So that was a pretty disappointing day. And last night I was going through the footage, and I was really debating whether or not I wanted to even edit it and put it on YouTube, just because it's not great content. But what I thought was, it kind of gave me a good opportunity to also combine an explanation of what I'm hoping Water and Ice Outdoors is going to bring to the table. And that's a Minnesota-based fishing YouTube channel from a guy that's a regular guy. I'm not a pro. I'm not sponsored. I'm just a regular fisherman that loves getting out and fishing as much as he can. And somebody that y'all can relate to and, you know, share your experiences with. I feel like I'm a pretty knowledgeable fisherman. I've been fishing over the last 6-7 years pretty much non-stop, as much as I can. And it's obviously winter here in Minnesota, so we're going to be focusing on ice fishing during the winters. Mostly panfish, walleye, northern on tip-ups. I do have a few trips up to Mille Lacs planned. I want to get to Devil's Lake this winter, and then also the perch sloughs down in South Dakota. So I've got some pretty fun trips lined up, and then once it thaws in the spring, I'll probably do a couple panfish episodes, crappie episodes, and then pretty much just fish out of my nitro for bass the rest of the summer. Over the last year I have gotten into catfish pretty big, and then also some sturgeon fishing with a couple buddies, and kind of fallen in love with that pretty fast. So that's kind of what you can expect out of Water and Ice Outdoors. As I said, I just wanted to get some content out finally on our YouTube channel, so this is what we've got for our first video. So tomorrow morning I'm heading to one of my semi-secret panfish lakes for some crappie fishing. A buddy told me over the weekend the bite was pretty ridiculous, so that's where I'll be tomorrow morning. hoping to get some really good footage out there tomorrow and get a good video up for you, either by tomorrow night or if I'm lucky, or Thursday. So stay tuned for that. Again, thanks for checking us out. Stick with us, and I hope we're going to have some great videos to come. If you like what you see, or you want to stick around and follow us, please hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Leave some comments for what you want to see, and yeah, we'll go from there, and we'll see you in the future.